Happy New Year! This is Yujin. I'm a 33-year-old management consultant based in Boston. I actually had a really good 2024. I gained muscle from consistently working out, got glowing reviews from work, while continuing to grow this amazing YouTube community. In today's video, we will review one simple tool to help you plan a great year ahead. This method is amazing for people who are ambitious, that's you, but don't have time to necessarily sit down every day to review an online templates or fill out and open an app every single time you do it. If you're looking for an online Notion template, I do have something that I made and I'll link it to you right above here. Or this one. I don't know. From our recent community poll, you noted that you prefer to write your goals and track them with pen and paper, which is already a good sign because research shows that 42% of people are more likely to achieve their goals by simply writing them down. Let's get started. All you need are 3 Post-its in hopefully different colors. The beauty of the Post-it method is the simplicity. It's visual, adaptable, and best of all, it doesn't require any apps that you have to download, and also kind of colorful too. So today we're going to use 3 colors. We'll start with the green, and then go on to the blue, and finally end with red. So to me, what green signifies is continue. Let's go. You're doing great. It's just like the stoplight. Keep the flow going. So let's begin by celebrating with some wins. What's something that you did that you're proud of from last year? That's going to be your green Post-it. Ooh, it's moving around. So I would stick these onto the wall to my notebooks or sometimes my fridge, depending on what the goals are. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I would have it just inside my journal. This is my journal right now for 2025. I'll get more to it towards the end of the video on how I used my journal last year to achieve my goals. And blue, one of my favorite colors. This to me reminds me of the sky, the ocean, something vast, endless. What is something that you wanted to give yourself the opportunity to explore? So that's the blue Post-it. And to red to me signifies stop. Don't go, stay where you are, drop it. I should reassess what I'm doing and get rid of some things in my life. According to a study from University of Chicago, having a visual reminder with you will increase the likelihood of you achieving your goal by 33%. According to the power of habits, breaking bad habits is actually more effective if you replace it with better habits. So now that you know what these 3 colors mean, I want to also introduce some subcategories too. Because we're ambitious, we're not just going to have one goal, right? I invite you to put your goals into 3 major categories. And if you're familiar with my channel, you know what they are. They're about health, wealth, and youth. It kind of has a nice ring to it. For me, health is about staying strong so I can show up energized for my friends, family, and for you all here. Wealth to me isn't just about money. It also includes the skills and the knowledge I will gain. And last but not least, youth are things that make you smile. When was the last time you genuinely had a joyful laugh? And what were you doing at the time? Were you with friends, enjoying your hobbies? Think about those times and how you want to recreate those moments as much as possible. So let's put this into practice. So for me, I want to continue going to Barry's 2 to 3 times a week. 2 to 3 times a week. Berries. I'm also really close to hitting my 100th berry class, and it hasn't been a year for me. How I kept myself accountable was making it into a social event. So I always brought a friend with me or invited coworkers to come, even if it's a godly hour of 5:30 or 6 a.m. I showed up consistently. I made it into my calendar on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, even when I'm traveling for work. I also started making friends at the front desk, so they recognize me by name, and I feel like I belong in that space. So be consistent and plan it into your schedule. Next, in terms of my wealth category. Okay, so let's see. For me, every Wednesdays, I invested $111 from my bank account to my Fidelity and made sure that I had a investment portfolio that was automated. And basically what I was doing was dollar cost averaging. By investing a set amount on a regular basis, I feel less anxious about the price changes. And that's something I want to continue doing. So let me write this down. Invest $111 a week on dollar cost averaging. $111 per week sounds like a lot. I agree. I had to cut down on a few expenses, but it helped that I don't drink coffee. My vice there is matcha latte, and sometimes I just make it at home. I also don't drink alcohol, so that actually saves a lot, especially if you're living in cities as expensive as Boston. And every month I would reassess where specifically I want to put in my $111 a week. Let me continue doing that. On the youth category, what brought me a lot of smile and joy, let's see. I made hanging out and catching up with friends more fun. And I did this by inviting friends to activities. Instead of sitting down for coffee or brunch and dinners, those are perfectly fine too. I wanted to share an activity and create more memories together. Invite friends to activities at least once a month, even if I'm on the road. These activity-based catch-ups are something I want to continue doing. We went to museums together, played golf, and actually checked out a really cool golf course. Or even things like grocery shopping. One of my favorite activities after work is walking in Whole Foods. So we would do that and find what's the coolest Greek yogurt out there. And we sometimes chuckle over happy hour. That's how we bonded, over Greek yogurt and at Whole Foods. I will continue doing that, inviting more friends to activities. In terms of health, there are many things I want to start doing, but the biggest thing is going to be reintroducing my yoga routine on Thursdays. Yoga at least once a week on Thursday. And that is because I've had many flights in 2024, as you can tell from my videos. I was all over the place and it probably wasn't best for my back. So I think introducing more stretches and all these routines will help release my lower back pain. I'm sitting on the floor right now as I speak. It's kind of like the Korean way. And based on James Clear's Atomic Habits, I know, very popular book, I read it too. When you tie in a new habit with an existing one, you're 80% more likely to make it a successful habit. For me, I know that I decompress on Thursdays. So let me combine that decompression habit in the morning with yoga and make this a habit I will start. A habit I want to start in terms of the wealth front. Oh, I know. I'm actually super excited about this one too. In April this year, I'm raising for a cancer foundation and I'll be hiking Patagonia for a full week. So my goal there is I want to raise $1,000 for a cancer foundation by the end of March. I'll definitely share a lot of stories about this too. I'm excited to show you guys what Patagonia is going to be like. And not just that, also my preparation process, because I'm not a camping girl. I'm definitely not even a glamping type. I've avoided Coachella for the longest time and will probably never go because I can't see myself staying outdoors. Wish me luck, but I'm doing this for a good cause with a bunch of my colleagues. So stay tuned. More things to come. A little nervous, not gonna lie. But it's gonna be something new. Going to go out of my comfort zone. I'm saying it out loud, so you guys will be able to keep me accountable. If I disappear in April, you know why. Let's hope I make it back home safe. And in terms of the youth category, let me write down why. A habit I want to start. This is an interesting concept because I just came up with it. And I will call it vertical friendship. And what I mean by that is, this past December, I flew back to New York for the holidays. I also realized that I'll be mostly alone. And thankfully, my sister introduced me to two of her best friends and we were able to hang out. I especially love spending time with one of them who I got to see almost every day. When I say vertical friendship, I am jealous of my sister and my mom too. They're very close with very few people in their lives. I, on the other hand, because of the nature of my job, I travel a lot. I like to meet as many different people as possible. I find myself stopping when I get too deep with someone. That's why vertical friendship is the keyword for me. Actually, I have an opportunity to practice this. This May is going to be one of my best friends from college wedding, and she asked me to be her bridesmaid. I've never done it before. I don't know what the American wedding culture entails, but I'm really excited. Very much look forward to supporting her today, her very special moment, and building that memory together. I'll be working on that vertical friendship. Okay, now on to some daunting colors. Red. The red post-it are for things that you want to let go. And you probably read this in The Power of Habits. Breaking bad habits is more effective when you replace it with good ones. So last year, the 3 things I wanted to get rid of in my life were staying up late, looking at short form content, and avoiding drama. So instead of endlessly scrolling through my phone, I started to journal more, which helped me refocus and rewire my mind. I think I did pretty well except the sleep part, so that will be something I will be writing again for 2025. Don't stay awake past 10:30? Is that too ambitious? Okay, 10:45. Let's not stay past 10:45 p.m. So if you watched my other content before on how I manage my money, on the 3rd of each month, I do this exercise called Money Matters, where I look at all my expenses and see where my money went the previous month. And what I realized was there were some impulsive purchases that I made that I didn't need. So I will say I will stop spending money on impulsive buys. And sometimes these were unplanned snacks. And I just got hungry in the middle of the day and I had nothing else in my backpack. So little things I will continue doing is carry some almonds or make my own snacks that I carry. I started to learn how to make granola. Pretty cool stuff. A little embarrassed to admit, but I also spent money on dating apps before as an impulsive purchase. So something I didn't need to spend and I don't want to spend doing. I will be more cautious before I buy anything with Apple Pay. Other things. What do I want to stop with youth category? So I'm a very intentional person. I know where I want to spend my time, my energy, and my brain space on. I would like to stop investing time and my precious energy into things that no longer align with my values. This will be short. Stop the BS. A few things I started doing to get there are, well, you probably already know that I don't have TikTok and I deleted Instagram from my phone. So I need to force myself to open a browser to use it. That's been really helpful for 2025 so far. I also regained focus by constantly being on do not disturb mode. Let me try this for a few weeks. I learned it from a friend. Thank you very much. Love you. We'll keep this going to make sure I refocus, recenter, and ground myself for 2025. Now let's talk about how to make these goals stick. No pun intended. Remember the number 3. 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months. There's a Korean idiom actually called 작심삼일. And what it means is you make a goal, start with such great ambition, but it only lasts for 3 days. And if you go past that 3-day hump, you can accomplish a lot more. Give yourself that timeline. I will do this habit for 3 days. Extend it for 3 weeks and then 3 months. By the time you continue to work on something for 3 weeks, it actually goes into your system. It almost becomes second nature, so you don't really have to worry about it. So don't forget you place your post-its on somewhere visible. I like to keep my health-related habits by the fridge and my wealth-related habits right by my working computer or desk, and keep my youth-related habits by my door so I see it every time I leave my home. For those who stuck around till the end, I would love to show a little bit more about how I structure my journals. So a funny thing in Korea is that you get journals for free. Well, from the company that you work in or from banks. You can even pick up free calendars too. So this is actually from my dad. I got it for free. Thank you, Daddy. I don't have my 2024 calendar because I'm actually not home. I'm somewhere else traveling right now. But this is my 2025 calendar and I'll show you a little bit on how I use this. So the first page is I like to use one word. Have this one word be your intention for the year. So right now, 2025, as you can see, my word of the year is momentum. Keep going. For my past year, 2024 was about freedom. 2023 was action. And 2022 was joy. And when I look at my past 5-year journals, here are some keywords I found. I had love, focus, friends, family. Turns out I have a lot of F words in my life. Then after this constant daily reminder of your intention. After that, my journal actually comes up with an yearly plan. It has a little box for every single day of the year. Instead of populating every single line of this page, what I use this for, I write down some of my lessons learned. So for instance, on January 4th, I learned the importance of cooking at home. And on January 5th, I wrote 4 words actually, was be patient and level-headed. I think there are moments in my life, especially on weekends, when I don't have a lot of things going on, I continue to distract myself. But be patient. Good things take time. At the end of the year, I will be able to look back at all the learnings. And that's how I actually created my 2024 video and the reflections on 25 lessons that I want to carry into 2025. Sometimes this section is really helpful if I don't want to open all of my therapy notes. And instead, I would write down a few words. It serves as a quick reminder. The more I have lessons learned, it's a nice way to see that, okay, I am learning something new every day. Then I have a quick monthly view. It's a little bit of a work in progress, but how I like to use this section is on the top left-hand side, I write down a little bit of a manifestation on how I want this month to look like. So right now in January, I wrote down 올해는 차분하게 시작한다. So this year, I would like to start by grounding myself and have a routine that really helps me control my mind and body. After the end of the month, on the right-hand side, I used to write, okay, how the month actually went. What are some surprising things? So I have it in my 2024 journal. I don't think I'll have time to go back to Boston before this video goes up, but you get the idea, right? I also have a habit of writing what I want the month to be in pen and how the month turned out to be in pen as well. I I feel like there's more permanence in writing in pen versus a pencil. That's just me though. As an encouraging fun fact, people who share their goals are more likely to achieve them. You probably knew that, right? But it's 65% more likely, and that number actually jumps up to 95% more likely when you have regular check-ins. So with that, what are your top 3 goals of the year? I invite you to drop your goals in the comments below. And this will serve as your regular check-in too. Once you come back to my next video topic on...
Let's go! It's time to be the GOAT. It's time to enter God mode, man, let's get it going. I wanna be the greatest, energy is overflowing. I know I'm stoking the fire.